Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. The World Federation began its activities in India as early as in 1977, soon after the establishment of the World Federation in 1976. India provides an opportunity for all of us to serve our people with the minimum capital outlay. I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He increases in our tawfiqat, and after having viewed this film, most of you will have decided to take part and make our program successful.
This is a story of a community's quest to serve humanity. On the 21st of December 2006, the start of a new journey led a team of 21 youth from the Kujhwa community to the land of their ancestors. They went to India to see for themselves the difference their community had made over the last 30 years. They had been separated by oceans and cultures for 3 generations, and yet, in just a few days, they felt so very connected with their brothers and sisters in faith. The team spread out across India, documenting their journey, as they met with children receiving funding for education and families who had benefited from improved health services. They saw firsthand how the community funded homes that lifted families out of slum areas and replaced homes that were destroyed by natural disasters. The experience introduced them to the humanitarian work of the World Federation, opening their eyes to the importance of charity and ultimately the need for a united community. Now they hope to share their experiences with you. Come and join them on their journey home. Our journey begins in a village called Kujhwa, 500 miles east of the Indian capital Delhi. The heart of this small village is the Madrasa Islamia, where one can see the importance of great leadership in educating hundreds in a poor rural area.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Rahil Hussain Gasmali.
And I'm Haseen Shakur.
And we're here to take you on a journey through some of the projects funded by you via the World Federation.
The projects we are covering are in the state of Bihar, one of the poorest states in India.
The word Bihar conjures up an image of poverty, backwardness, violence and foul governance. Many children don't have the opportunity to receive an education and are therefore forced into child labour. However, in the village of Kujhwa, the World Federation have funded a multi-purpose campus, including an English school, an Islamic madrasa, a women's hawza, and also a hostel for some of these students to reside in. On our first day at the school, we were welcomed by Maulana Askari. He studied at the Madrasa Islamia in his youth and has now become a teacher here. His father, although from Patna, has been a long-standing helper of the school, and now Maulana Askari has followed in his footsteps. Although the Madrasa Islamia serves the local population, many of the madrasa students come from far, as an Islamic education is not offered where they live. These students, as well as some of the teachers, stay in the hostel.
आए देखते हैं फिर हॉस्टल की तरफ कि हॉस्टल में क्या होता है कैसे लड़के रहते हैं.
Each room holds approximately 10 people, with room for up to 50 students.
अभी इसमें 8 लड़के रहते हैं.
Within the hostel and dorms, the students seem to build a family atmosphere, with slightly older students helping and nurturing the younger ones. We interviewed Professor Sami Askari, the real driving force for success of projects in Bihar. He became the secretary of the madrasa in 1985 and since then has seen the institute grow exponentially. He organised its construction and design without the help of an architect, and the job he's doing in Bihar is outstanding. He spoke to us at length on his experiences at the madrasa throughout the years.
Professor Askari, how did you get involved with this project in Kujhwa?
You see, I came in contact with Mullah Asghar in 1986 or 87, something like that. And in 1992 or 93, he came to Kujhwa. And when I came in contact with Mullah Asghar, so he inspired me to get myself involved in all these activities.
Can you generally talk to us about the madrasa and each section of the institution?
That very important section is our religious section, where we are having students who are living in our hostels, and we are providing all sorts of facilities to those poor students. They are concerned with the religious educations. We are having our hausa, where higher education for this religious teachings are done. In addition to that, we are having one section which is meant for the ladies, which is known as Hausa Zainabia. This is also a bit secular and religious. There we are teaching secular education as well as religious education for the girls. In another section, there is one Hindi section where the students from majority community people, they are coming over, they are the poor students. We are educating them free of cost. We are not charging any fee. So this is one section which can you say Hindi section is for majority community people. And we have added recently another section which is known as our English section, which is based on CBSE syllabus. So in that section, English section, we have all categories of students belonging to all the communities.
Every morning, the students at the school take part in an exercise regime, and Haseen and myself thought it'd be quite fun to join them. It has been proven that exercise improves learning and memory. An aim of this exercise is to stimulate the mind and make sure the students are fully awake for a day of gaining knowledge. The students loved this, and it seemed like an enjoyable start to the day. We spoke to Asif, a student who had to leave his family to come and study in the Madrasa Islamia.
Do you like it here?
He's studying here with his brother and tells us a little bit about what life is like as a student.
What happens?
We go to class 10 o'clock, then 12 p.m. we read in class, and then interval, then we read namaz.
Do you ever miss your family?
Yes, whenever far away from my family, I miss them.
When are you going to see them next?
In holiday of Muharram.
Holiday of
Asif is a perfect example of how students have seized the opportunity to obtain an education. Seeing the sparkle in his eye when hearing him talk about school was a truly warming experience.
You know, for developing an institution, first of all, you should have its space. And when I became the secretary, it was having nothing. So we decided that we should have some base, and we started constructing this building which is before you. So we constructed in the initial stage this Al-Khui block, and then Imam Zamana block, and in the last is your last building, that is Sheikh Mufid block. So when the building was ready, so gradually we started adding a lot of sections in this madrasa, and we were thinking right from the beginning to convert this religious madrasa into a secular education.
Maulana Mazahir Hussain is the headmaster of the Madrasa Islamia Kujhwa, and with the financial help of World Federation has seen it rise from next to nothing to one of the best secular institutions in the state. The institute now educates 700 pupils, and he has seen the major achievements of the madrasa and has ideas of where he wants the project to go in years to come.
हम ये चाहते हैं कि मदरसा इस मदरसे का लगाव ग्लोबल बेसिस के ऊपर हो जाए, पूरी दुनिया से लगाव हो जाए, कि हमारे लड़के जो हैं वो पूरी दुनिया में क्या हो रहा है, कम्युनिटी के बारे में, मजहब के बारे में और उसके अलावा सियासत के बारे में, पूरी दुनिया में क्या हो रहा है और जिस चीज़ से इनका लगाव है उसको वो जान लें. तो इस तरह से हम ये चाहते हैं कि पूरी दुनिया के राब्ते में हम आ जाएं, ख़ास तौर से वर्ल्ड फेडरेशन के राब्ते में रहें, कि उससे हमें इल्मी इफ़ादात यानी जिसे कहा जाता है नॉलेज बहुत मिलता है और हम लोगों को बहुत फीड होता है इससे.
How difficult is it to run projects like these, and what resources are needed?
It is difficult, there's no doubt, but if you have got dedicated worker, honest worker, it's not so difficult. So to have some working heads of dedicated people makes the difference. Otherwise, one can't do anything.
What other projects set up by the World Federation are running in Bihar?
In the initial stage, we introduced this Janabia Child Sponsorship Scheme, under which we are giving scholarships. One. Next is your housing project, which was introduced by Mullah Asghar for building houses for the Sadats. We have built up 40 houses in different parts of Bihar. And the next project recently introduced is provision of safe drinking water to the poor people. We have provided hand pipe borings to near about 95% poor people of this Bihar state. So I think this project is nearly completion.
Poor access to rural areas has kept villages in Bihar very undeveloped. Many families still live in mud houses, and breadwinners find that the only way they can earn enough to feed their families is by working long hours in manual jobs. By funding a school in Kujhwa, the World Federation have set the foundation to transform a village whose current working generation